we're here to talk about the part two, the final part of the challenge, Spies, Lies, and Allies. We have feelings. If you've watched our past videos where we look the same like this, I don't know if they'll be posted the same day, but we had a lot more emotion for other things, more sad emotion, but we do still have feelings about this. But I'm excited to be done. I'm excited.
It's been a long time. We've been through this. I'm happy it's coming to an end. I'm feeling better with the ending than I was a few episodes ago. I'll say that.
Yeah. Agreed. So yeah, we'll just get into it. We basically get into this episode and we are leaving off with like over halfway through day one. We go to like the final portion of day one and then all the way till we find our winner, which we made a video on the winner.
We start with the cells. So we have the orange cell, purple cell. And it starts with like this whole run thing. They get to this water part where they have to get to like these pieces.
Nelson, no life vest. I can't do this.
This felt a little like, I don't know if it was like, I know he has like a thing for swimming, but I don't know. It just felt really
very like
annoyed
and stupid and just like, okay.
This is what I'm talking about, where it's like Kyle could be like dominating the swimming, but then Nelson doesn't want to get in the water and he just completely kills his chance. Like, I don't like that.
Teams, yeah.
I know it's part of it to be teamed up, paired, whatever. I just don't like it.
Challenge of like, how are you gonna, if you're good and your partner isn't, how are you gonna make that work, right? You're so good, you should be able to figure out how to make them good, right? But
well, how are you gonna make Nelson get in the fucking water if he starts drowning? So
Scotty said, they said no life jacket, so he said no swimming for me.
So I don't know how they come back from that, because they made it look like it was like wasting a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then they're like catching up like 5 seconds later. I'm like, I don't know if that was really.
Yeah. So I feel like either made it more dramatic or I don't know. It was a little weird. It was like choppy at that point.
Yeah. That's one thing overall. It just, this episode felt like it was like slow, took its time, and then it sped up and then it slowed down.
That's it. Okay.
The pacing was just really weird.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it was just like the way it worked out, or it was truly just the editing. I don't know.
And we get to this like puzzle that they have to do. They end up running, carrying this missile. If I'm skipping around, or if it feels like I'm skipping around, it's because I am.
We're just gonna like briefly cover it. There wasn't
much to say.
But there sometimes in finals, like someone passes out or someone gets in like a screaming match.
Like, or Casey ended up tearing her tendon.
Yeah.
And Bessie ended up giving up.
Like that. They tried to kind of play into Devin walking slow and that annoying CT. You know what I mean? Him not being as like quick to keep up with everyone. They tried to like play that into being something, but it really was nothing. No one was fighting. It was nothing. We didn't have, so we can just kind of cover it because there wasn't, I mean, it's whatever.
This puzzle
made it seem like effed up a lot. That's about it.
Yeah, Nelson doesn't understand, like, I guess, squares and rectangles.
Yeah, I'm talking about that and I was like, I get it and it's funny, but like, can we move on?
But it's also like, now I'm getting kind of sad, like his team. Like, I feel bad that I'm surprised Casey, again, I'm not like the biggest fan of Casey.
No.
But like Casey being able to keep it together in that moment to be like, Nelson, that's a square.
And he's like a triangle.
But as in a triangle. Like, I really think if we make a triangle. And she's like, no, what are you talking about? Stop.
Like, I love you, but that's completely not the rules of the game. You're trying to play chess and we're playing checkers right now.
Yeah. That's when
nobody was laughing and he looked dead serious and dead confused, and it was cringy. I was like, I'm embarrassed for you.
It was funny when it was like one comment, and then it was like, no, he's like continuing like this whole like geometry clusterfuck right now. I don't know. So that's when the other cell ends up getting ahead. They finish the puzzle first because CT ends up figuring it out. You had to move 4 squares, I mean, it was probably like 12 missiles you had to maneuver with the extra missile they carried there to make 3 squares. And they were able to do it.
No circles, squares.
Yeah,
no.
Squares. So then they end up running, and then this is where we get the whole Devon's like needing to take a break, and CT's like, do you want me to hold your hand for you? Like we're in kindergarten, and like it was funny, I guess. Not much to it.
They were trying to play into it like they were kind of beefing, and it really wasn't that serious.
No, they teased like some of those comments in the promo to make it seem like there's gonna be drama, and there wasn't.
No,
I was waiting for the drama.
Liars, you lies.
Another moment, the pushing of the ball.
Nelson
just completely
shit the bed. Everyone's like, dude, what the fuck? And it's also
I was like, Nelson, you throwing the ball off the path? Like, I love the way Kyle talks. I don't know what it is. Like, he keeps like it's like he's gonna keep talking, but he stops like mid sentence. Like,
okay.
Hmm?
He's like, I'm here for my family. And you're like, and like,
so and he also like he comes off like disgusted sometimes.
He's like,
where he's like, Devin, what are you doing? Like,
but he's great TV, dude.
I love Kyle.
Love Kyle.
His Nelson ends up pushing the ball off the path, and it just completely kills their chances of winning. So purple cell, that being Emmy, Devin, CT, Tori, finishes first. TJ's like, well, orange cell. I hope I'm not mixing up the cells because
no,
it doesn't care. You know
orange,
what I'm talking about.
The purple one, you're right. But
yeah.
TJ mentioned earlier, like, you don't want to be last today, and I mean it. And then like, okay, guys, go to bed. Just to, like, good morning. Fuck you, watch this. Like,
yeah.
So stupid.
So you can talk about that, because this whole, instead of them having like a night of terror, it was like a night of like canned corn and heaters. Like
and like, what did they call it? Pillow talking with Nani and Casey. You know what I mean? Like they were just like straight, like, oh, it's like camping. I love this. I'm like,
no.
He's just gonna come around the corner and be like, you thought you got blankets, but no, they really, like, it was so anticlimactic. And I think it's just like so many finals lately for years, the staple has been like, oh yeah,
you're running all day and then you get no sleep and you do it all again the next day.
Yeah,
but no,
they didn't. So then it's like, dude, the toughest final ever. They say that every year, and then they do some shit like this, and I'm like,
okay, canned corn, we got it. So
it was last year, but okay.
Then comes the reveal. Well, I told you he didn't want to lose, and this is why. Rewind. Casey and Nani this whole episode. Oh my god, we're gonna run a final together, blah blah blah. The editors, that's so funny. Watch this. PJ's like, okay, so only one of the guys and one of the girls from your team is going to make it to the final. And this is one thing where I'm going to disagree and say I don't like that they do this. I would prefer them do something
like if you get to run a whole final till the end, you either win or lose. Not this, like, you got to go to half a final. Yeah,
that is got to, like, now you're getting eliminated. It's like, no, we're done with the eliminations. Like now it's like I'm competing for the final. If I come in last, I come in last.
Yeah, it's do or die now. It's not,
because it really didn't do anything for me. Like it was interesting, I guess, but I would have also felt interesting had it had taken place before the final. You know what I mean?
I just felt like either way it went, like there was no one that I was like, definitely shouldn't be in this final at this point, and they're annoying me that they're here. Like,
yeah, I'm like, okay, Nani and Casey, I don't care anymore. They deserve it.
Nelson,
definitely.
Kyle, I still wanted him to be there. Devin, I wanted all of them to be there at that point. So it didn't do it for me either. No.
I'm kind of
half the episode focused on Nani and Casey being so upset they have to go against each other and everyone being sad, and then like half-assed.
But then they just like throw it to each other, like, and like I get it. It's a tough situation.
Threw that out as long as they could, longer than that competition took. They put on camera. They would pause and do a confessional in between them just setting up, and then be like 5 minutes later they haven't even started the round yet, and like now Tori's doing a confessional like this isn't even about you. Like, I'm so sad watching.
This is what I'm talking about, where like the pacing is just so weird. It felt like an episode within this episode of like they're going up against each other, they love each other, and it's like, oh man, like this is like really sad. Like we're watching them, like it's like they're telling the viewers, like, by the way, they're like dating. Did you know they're dating and they're about to like face off against each other? This is really sad. Aren't you sad?
Yeah, like you better be sad. This is like gonna be memorable and dramatic. You like that, right?
It's like I was already like disappointed that they had to like go against each other. I'm like, oh wow, they finally made it to the final. Like, great for them. And now it's like, no, we're not gonna do that. I'm like, well, that's annoying.
Yeah, no, literally. Same, ditto.
So, and that's coming from someone who is not a big fan of Nani and Casey, at least this season. I've liked Nani in past seasons, but like, I don't know. Recently, it's just
relationship with Casey anyways, so.
Yeah, it's just disappointing that, especially since Nani's a runner and this whole second half, right after she's gone, is running.
So annoying. So ultimately it was
Nelson
pretty much
too.
Yeah. Well, pretty much like Nelson and Kyle were like decently close, but Kyle did like beat him in 2 rounds. It's best of 3. And then Nani and Casey just like Nani got the first one. No, Casey got the first one. Then Nani took the second one. And then by the third one, it was like Nani basically saying like, you got this, Casey. Like, and she gave it to her and she's all upset. And she's like, oh, having her is a win. And I believe it. I get it. But I'm on the side of like, Casey got to run last season. The original show that she was on, she won. She made it to a final already like I said, last season.
She won more on Big Brother than she did this season.
Exactly. So it's just like, I get giving it to her, and I get maybe she thought she had a better chance because she's overall better than me or whatever. But I really felt like it's like, even though Nani has like done more seasons, like I just felt like Nani hasn't gotten to win. Casey has been on TV winning something. Nani hasn't gotten to do that. And it's been a minute since she's been to a final. And as annoyed as I was with it, and as much as it was like, if she wasn't on that team and she wasn't dating Casey, I don't think she would have made it to the final. But it doesn't matter. She got to go there. I don't know if it's going to happen again. And though it's admirable you wanted to give it to Casey, I think Nani deserved it more. Like, I was like, Casey just was here just last season. Like, it's your turn. It's your turn. So it was, I don't know. That's how I feel.
And then from here, it's just like, okay, pick a partner, Casey and Kyle. And Kyle ends up picking Tori, which is a good choice, I think. I feel like
Harry.
I mean, he couldn't pick Casey. It was between Tori and Emmy. So
I think
I guess he could have kept being partners with Casey, but
I had to agree too. It was like a mutual decision. We either stay together or get to pick. And Casey took her head faster than she was like,
And Casey ends up picking CT. And from here, I was like, well, they're going to win. But like, I was also holding out hope for Kyle and Tori.
But I was pretty sure at this point of who it was going to come down to and who I thought was going to win. But I wanted the opposite. But now, and then
once Devin and Emmy were paired, I was like, okay, well, not to knock them, but it's just like they need someone to balance out that team.
And
they didn't, like, because Kyle having Tori works well for them, and like Casey having CT works well for her.
Yeah. Devin and Emmy they're more on the same path, so there's not like somebody beasting and pulling the other person to their greatest potential. It's more of a like just like thriving.
Yeah. So
and it
the
was
last part of this,
a runner.
yeah, the last part of this final I thought was cool, but like it felt kind of rushed.
Forever for
It
one
felt
thing.
like the majority of the episode was like eliminating people instead of like focusing on who's gonna win. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. It's just like, okay, we get it. Like Nani and Nelson are now eliminated. They get no money because now we find out that second and third place, CT and Casey ended up giving them a portion of their money.
Yeah.
So it's like
video, but like even before that, you didn't know that you were going to get money. But once they got eliminated, it was like everyone was like, okay, now you have the choice to split between you and your partner or share with second place and third place, but they have to completely finish or else they're not eligible for money, you know? Yeah, it's just crazy that like Nani and Nelson can be like, I went to a final, and then people can be like,
didn't win any money.
Wait, and you didn't get any money. So then they're like, I feel like even if they try to say like, well, I made it to the final in this season, people are gonna be like, only like kinda. So it's just overall.
I think I was looking at the statistics of like money earned.
Yeah.
Literally, Emmy winning 50,000 puts her over people like Nani,
Yep.
Jenna, Leroy, Nelson, and Anissa.
Which is crazy, but I think they're taking into account what they're being paid to be on the show, and that has gone up over the years as well.
I don't know, because
50,000.
It's still a lot of money compared to.
Yeah, Jenna's won more than 50,000 for sure. I swear she has. Like, okay, I don't swear. I could be wrong.
She won. It says 37,000.
I just feel like she's won more money than that.
But it says 37,000.
I want to talk to the accountant because who's the one counting the bills? Okay, I don't do math, so I don't trust you, and I need to see it.
And then CT joined Johnny and Ashley in the $1 Million Club.
Yeah.
And he now has the most money ever.
But oh, can we say again? I think I covered it in our like spoiler of who wins, or maybe I don't, but like, and I definitely talked to you about this. They said from the beginning, the winner will get $1 million.
Don't even get me started on this. I would literally be like, I'm not leaving here until you give me $1 million.
Like, but I mean, like, it makes you think one person has the potential to make $1 million, and that was never going to be the case. It came down to pairs, so it was always only going to be $500,000, which is still a fuck ton of money, and it's still win, and it's whatever. But it's like you kind of lied. You kind of like, because technically $1 million was never going to be won by one person. It was going to be split. So that's like the total pot, but that's not what like everyone on the show is like, I could win $1 million. I could win $1 million, but they never actually could technically. And we don't find that out till the very end.
It would be like, and this is why I don't like that they switch up things like this, because it's like, you start the season individually, then it becomes teams, then it becomes pairs, and then it's back to individual, then it's back to pairs. It's like, so if you knew it was going to end in pairs, you should have said that from the beginning, but then I guess that ruins the twist. But it's like, you should say like $1 million for the person or team who wins.
Yeah, exactly. That's all
like,
you need to make it a totally different situation, because I'm like, no one's gonna like call this out. This is like, what the fuck is that?
Because it's not like they don't know that they're going to be switching up things like that. So like saying it, letting everyone know, the viewers and the people, like the team, the pair, the individual who wins $1 million. That's all you need to say. The fact that it's like presented as like the individuals who win $1 million, and now it's like split up, like that means like if it was a pair of 4, they each get 250,000. It's like, okay.
Different than thinking you're going for $1 million when $1 million
So
was
it's not $1 million season because CT and Casey did not earn $1 million and $1 million each on their own.
Whereas like on the season that like Ashley won $1 million, it was a season where it was pairs and it was we can share or not. So it was either going to be we both win 500,000 or I choose to win $1 million, but at least she got to win $1 million. So she's technically won $1 million. Whereas, you know, like CT and Casey can say the prize at the end of the season I won was $1 million, but it wasn't because we split it and it was never going to be.
And then we also split it further with second and third place.
Yeah.
So
I liked that. It redeemed.
I mean, I liked. It's just like now they have even less money.
Yeah. So it's
it went from $1 million to 400,000 real quick.
And you can choose to share. I would have been like, or you can choose to share. Like y'all can write them a check this month. The hell.
Or just be like, well, if you gave me $1 million a piece, I'll share some.
Yeah. No. Thank you. Next.
Anyway, that's the season. It's been one long season. It's been so long. We started these in like beginning of September, and it's like
no. It's been we still have to do the reunion, but
oh my god, wait, no, beginning of August this started.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. August 11th was the premiere date.
Oh my god, you're right. It was the day before P's birthday, and that was 4 months ago. Oh my god. That's too much. Okay. So yeah, but we still have to do the reunion, and apparently this is like for the first time in a minute gonna be just a one part,
2 hours, full thing. I'm excited. It looks messy.
I hope it's messy. I know a lot of it will not be covered because a lot of the drama that has come out recently is after they filmed the reunion. So a lot of the stuff that was like on my mind right now won't be talked about, but we'll see. Hopefully it's good.
We know Corey's not going to be there, and we know some drama is going to be centered around Fessy, even though he wasn't in the second half of the season.
And he's so annoying, but it's because he's dating him. They're on and off. So I think at this point they're probably like on the rocks, and then something happens and she gets mad at him on stage. I think it's kind of what they were showing. So it made it seem like, I don't know. I don't think this relationship is going to last. So, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to see the reunion. That's kind of all they showed us. So we don't really know what's going to be talked about. But in the meantime, there's so many other things we just filmed tonight. There's new stuff coming up. You're going to need to like, comment, share, subscribe to see more.